Welcome back, everybody. This is Brother Mutant here. Today we're going to continue on our quest to beat Pathfinder Kingmaker. If you recall from our last episodes, we were promising you that we were going to find out where this last sky metal piece is missing. And I figured it out. It's called Middle of Nowhere. I kid you not. And it is a location that apparently a lot of people have trouble finding, so I'm going to show you where to find that. That's going to be the first thing we do. It's over in Pitax. For those of you that have never played this game before, know that I'm using mods, so this is going to be something that's different for your playthrough if you're using the vanilla version of the game or playing on console. Turn-based combat is currently not available to the game, so mods have to be used to do turn-based combat. That's the biggest change you'll see. Eldritch Arcana will be the other biggest, I'd say. And then that gives me access to a couple spells you didn't have access to before, as well as traits, which were never implemented in the game. And that's an amazing upgrade, because that gives me the ability to make an undead character, which I've made a mercenary who is undead. Now, you do have an undead teammate, or we did, Jathel. This is, again, I'm assuming how the modder made that trait where you can make an undead. If you ever make an undead character, just so we're clear, you have no constitution score. Therefore, your fortitude checks are based off of your charisma, as are your hit points. Two things on that. One, if you upgrade the charisma with special gear, say like a hat that increases your charisma, that will increase your hit points. It will not, however, increase your fortitude save. The only thing that can increase your fortitude save from your charisma is your natural charisma. So whatever you do, invest in charisma if you want to have a high fortitude save, which of course you should definitely do. Honor and Law, stable. I don't know what the hell that is. Cool. Is that my name? Let's see. We have a variety of upgrades recently that are important. Notice that now my upgrades from my various, I was going to say artisans, advisors, there we go, are 7 days now instead of 14 days. That'll allow me to expeditiously rank everybody up. Maybe this was what I was missing the last time I did my playthrough, and I failed, sadly, because my kingdom went belly up. If you don't have a high enough skill rank in everybody's stuff, when they actually do their checks, which you can see here for the events, the DC checks just get steadily harder and harder, and this number doesn't go higher unless you invest in them. That's one way to do it, as a rank up. The other is training. As you can see here, we have various people that can be trained. As a diplomat, that would increase their score. But none of these, I don't think, are anybody that we care about. Bartholomew we don't use. He's Storyteller we do use, but not as a Magister. Mager's skill is a Treasurer, Mager Varn, and that's from Varnhold. We took over his lands when we saved his butt. He could be a Treasurer, but we already have a great Treasurer, so there's no need to rank him up. From there, we have Bartholomew again. The Storyteller, again, is a Magister. Again, he is not the Magister, that's her. He's the Curator. And then Bartholomew, again, is a Diplomat. So Bartholomew is one of the biggest here, and we never use him, so that's fine. If you're going to do a different type of playthrough, like an evil playthrough, that's the kind of people that you want to have sometimes rank up. We have a bunch of different stuff that we still need to level up here. As far as regions are concerned, those all have been decreased as well from 14 days to 7 days. So that's extremely beneficial for us when we want to get around to doing that sort of thing. Notice we have 3 days before she pops hers. She only has a 50-50 chance of passing this one, and that's with a score of plus 19. So she has a 30-sided, a DC 30 check, and a D20 is always rolled plus their bonus, which in this case is plus 19. That's why she's only at 50%. So it's a 50-50 chance. It's basically a coin toss whether she passes it. Now, of course, we are going to scum save that, which just means that we save ahead of time, and then if she fails it, we go back in time to an earlier save spot and repeat the process until she does pass it. It's kind of cheesy, but this game is hard enough that I don't particularly care. There are mods out there for those of you that are playing PC that are interested that will allow you to literally pass all your checks with either a pass, which is a success, or straight up, from what I understand, a triumph every time. So you don't even have to try, which, again, is cool for those of you that want to try such a thing. I'm not a fan, because quite frankly, that's definitely cheesing it to a level that I wouldn't want to do. I suppose I could just turn it on success all the time, but it still feels wrong. We have many characters that have still yet to level up, so we'll just take the core team that we've been using so far. We're just going to go over to the Pitax area. It is, direction-wise, if you take the Rushlight tournament where we were at, go directly west to it, across the pond, and then to the east of Littletown, you'll actually find it. So turn on your locations here. I'm going to go to Pitax and teleport over there now. So again, here's the middle. Oh, we already had the middle of nowhere, so we must not have We must not have actually found it or left it behind. So we're going to Pitax. Where are you at there, Pitax? Boop. Quick save. Hope I didn't mess this up then. Enter. I thought we hadn't been there. I didn't see anything that said you've picked it up from the middle of nowhere. So, based on the sky medal that I had on me. So we have to figure out where the hell this thing is at. When was the middle of nowhere? Exactly. Oh, hell. Probably that piece right there. Don't know why I didn't click on it. It's a body. Yep, there it is. And 5 dinosaur bones, no less. Woot woot. Dinosaur bone is a material component for a couple of spells, or at least one spell. I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't do more material components. The only 3 that I know of, well, 4 now, thanks to this mod, are a short sword. That's for a special spell called Summon 6 Goblins. And they die and they leave their short swords behind, so you always have another one, so don't feel bad if you don't grab more than one at a time. The other is diamonds, which are very expensive. Diamond dust, which is cheap, but you use a lot of them. And many of the material components is diamond dust, I must say. And then, of course, the dinosaur bone we just talked about. Actually, stop. Hold on a second. First, I want to see what this is, and I want to pick up that one thing over here for Pitax. Careers. Problem. Notice that he has an 85% chance of passing it. He has a 70. If there's no red or green swatch in the corner, then you don't have a preference or a person that shouldn't do it. The red is bad, the green is good. So if he's the best choice and when he's available, you should probably use him. From there, like I said, I wanted to go to this one little dip of land because it's something that can actually increase the loyalty for Pitax's area. So we just go over here, go like that, claim it. In fact, while we're here, we might as well just do a bunch of these guys. There's not that many. There's like that one and this one over here, and I think that's about it. Claim that one. Go this way. We gotta do a quick save so we don't mess any of this up. Also, it'll give us a chance to go to Pitax proper because we have yet to go back to the vendors there. Claim that. So now I'll go to Pitax. Just in time. Enter. I think it's in the main square from what I was reading online. This is the other thing that I wanted to show you. I've yet to be here for this, so I don't know. I've never been here. So if I get this wrong, I apologize. But from once I hear, once you take over Pitax, the main square has like 3 or 4 different vendors, and it's the same type of vendors that we had in the Rushlight tournament, and they replenish their stock. So if there's a piece of gear that you saw there twice, you have the chance to get it. You can get it at the Rushlight tournament, and then you can get it again here. And one of those is particularly interesting to me because there's a ring that we have called the Ring of Circumstances, which is awesome. Let's see, is this the person? No, this is the weaponsmith, it looks like. Well, let's check everything. Well, first off, is there anything to sell? Nope, I'm going to keep that stuff. Yeah, this is our armor guy. Good armor, don't kid yourself. A lot of +4s, a lot of adamantine, and you're going to see that heavily here. So if you have someone that's just needs a little more oomph behind their armor, here's your guy. If you want weapons, this is where you start getting into cooler stuff. A lot of +4s again. So again, if you have a weapon, for example, you're not seeing a lot of them in the game. A fine example is the S-Stock. You have a chance at least picking up a good magic one right off the bat here. That's why these guys are pretty useful. Of course, the named stuff is what you're usually looking for, and that's all the way up the top. If I sort by price, almost always, 9 times out of 10, the pricier things are going to be the ones that are the named weapons. Like here's Whimsy. So this is the one that does, we already bought one of these. This is a short bow, composite short bow that casts hideous laughter on a target. That's a nice little weapon there. And again, I could give that to, say, Ekin. He's good at bows, both short bow and long bow now, and composites obviously are combined in that category. And he's really good at shooting them, so why not let him shoot multiple times targets? He might literally make someone laugh their ass off, fall down, and they don't get a combat turn. That's okay, but I prefer speed weapons on him. We have Spinebreaker here, an unholy great club. Literally, I think it's made of an actual spine, hence the name. It also has a chance on a critical hit to cast Bone Shatter on the target. That's pretty nice. It has improved critical hit range, which means it's keen. So that, like a club, it's only naturally crits on a 20, but now it can crit on a 19 or 20. Here's Jolt. This is the one we grabbed for Ragongar, who's not on the party, but this is a solid shock scimitar. Runic Mage Blade, no less, so a really, really nice upgrade for him. Flaming Speed Quarterstaff +4, we already have that one. Chaos Hammer, don't want this one per se. It's not the worst of a weapon. The Touch of Chaos is actually kind of interesting. For those of you that have played 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons and you know what advantage and disadvantage are, this basically, Touch of Chaos, makes a character every time you hit them. Every time you do a critical hit, it does a Touch of Chaos on them, which basically gives them disadvantage on their next roll. So they roll twice, and they have to take whichever is the worst result. That's what disadvantage means. Advantage is the same, just you roll twice, but you take the better of the two results. Morning Short Spear, something that we didn't grab. Dark Forest, another spear we did not grab, I don't think. But the necrotic damage is pretty badass. You gotta love those extra necrotic weapons. But this is not the person we wanted. Let's see, can you actually see where the people are? No. We got to wander around to figure it out. Here's another trader. Ah, there it is. Ring of Circumstances. Now that shit's money. And this thing really is that good. This is the one that literally allows me to have 4 different buffs on me at any given time. So let's actually just read up on this, shall we? This is literally a ring that gives a circumstantial bonus to any of these categories. You can pick 4 of them to be on at any given time. Used to be that in the original version of the game it was busted, it didn't work. Like it would work once, and then when you'd rest, the charges would like fall off it, and you would never be able to recharge the damn thing, which is a complete waste of $370,000. But now it works fine. The bonuses, obviously, you would go strength and or dex. You would do intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, whichever casting stat you are if you're a caster type. Maybe you want more saving throw bonuses. The weapon damage bonus is kind of lame. I wouldn't do that one. Skill checks, though, are nice. That's a +2. All your skills, like all your skills. Bonus armor is always appreciated, and this is an armor that stacks because there's very few things in the game, if any, that give circumstance bonus to armor class. Same with the bonus to your DC of your spells and usable abilities. So again, I like these two, and I usually pick like dex, intelligence, or strength and charisma. Again, depending on the type of character that I have. But this is something we're going to buy because while I have it, I definitely want it on another person. And I also want to see if I can put it on my other hand. Again, they shouldn't stack, but remember, you can buff 4 things with each ring. Well, what if I buff 4 things with this ring and 4 different things with the other ring on my other hand? I'm just saying, it'd be kind of cool, right? I always want to try it. Other stuff here is your typical bonus cloaks and stuff. So we have the Absolver's Cloak only if you're good, Cascadier's Cloak only if you're evil, and these are solid cloaks as far as what they do. But this guy is always here, so I don't mind leaving them here for the time being. Headband of Mental Perfection, another +6 headband. Natural Armor +4, another Greater Belt of Perfect Components. Belt of Physical Perfection, another +6 belt. So again, solid choices here. I would grab this, but again, while I have the money, I want to go look at the other vendor first.
I do what I must.
Is that one over here? Nope. Okay, citizens. What up, yo? Where's the third one?
I'm off.
Aha, is it you? Yeah, you are. Okay, so again, we sort by price, descending order. Ooh, look at another wyvern. I was gonna say trinket. What's it called? Figurine. So it literally allows you to summon this pet for multiple for like multiple minutes in a day, once a day. Nothing here. I could go through and make sure that I have all the spells. And it's not that it's unique, but most of these are going to be higher level. It's the stuff that we can, it says we can describe it to our book. That's what the green means. Again, another mod that does this for me. But she's not able to cast spells beyond level 6. So all the ones that are level 7, 8, and 9 that you're seeing here, she can't use. It's a damn shame because there's some damn good spells in here. It's okay. Other stuff though is the elemental meta magic rods that you're seeing here. Also a wish spell. Grab that one just because. Boom. Yeah, those are worth money. Quicken meta magic rod. I should actually get out of here. I want to see how much money I still have on me. I hate that once you pick a person, you can't go back to not picking a person. So like if you do this, there's no way to close it out and go back to your... Oh, yes. Never mind. I'm a stupid person and never clicked on the thing. Anyway, what was my point? The metamagic rods, there's a really good trick that you can use with the quicken ones, for example. Notice these other ones in here are ones that are not available in the vanilla version of the game. Let me walk you through some of those. All these elemental ones don't exist in the vanilla version of the game. This was something added by my mod. Because it was added by the modder as far as a feat. So again, all these are in feat form, so something you can pick as you level up your characters. They decided, well, the metamagic rods are amazing and people love them, so anywhere they sell metamagic rods, you will see these extra ones lounging around there for a reasonable price as well. Intensified metamagic is another amazing one that, again, wasn't part of the original version of the game. Rhyme, a decent one, not a favorite of mine, but if you're a cold caster, you know, like a wizard witch or whatever you want to do, like a Iceman build or whatever, with all your spells that do cold damage, if you metamagic it with Rhyme metamagic or using this rod, it literally hits them when they do their DC check to see if they make their save or not. If they fail their save, they become entangled, which is basically the equivalent of getting caught in like a web spell. That's a massive penalty to their movement, their dex, and like their ranged attacks, I want to say. And again, it may even cause them to not be able to cast spells. There might be a concentration check there. So this is decent. It's just not one of my things. But if I was playing, like, say, a cold dragon bloodline, you better believe I'd have something like this, either in the metamagic rod form or as an actual feat pick as I leveled up. Selective is another one. This is the one that literally is kind of like your controlled fireball spell, where you can cast it at your feet, and it will not hurt you or your team no matter how hard you try. This is what this does for any of your AoE spells. Well, I shouldn't say any. For most. There's probably one or two out there that it doesn't work on. So be real careful with this, or at least test it first. You know, scum save it, save first, bust out that spell and say, hey, let's do this Sirocco, see if this protects me from my getting hurt from it. If it does, hey, great, stand in that shit all day long. If not, you probably want to back the hell out to your earlier save. Toppling metamagic is another one that the modder added. This one's kind of cool. For any of the force spells, and there's only like a few in the game, but anything with a force descriptor, when it hits the target, it does a trip check to see if it knocks them down. So basically it hits them with just enough force to make them go topsy-turvy, hence the toppling effect. Could be useful. I wouldn't necessarily use it as a feat. I'd use it as a metamagic rod for when I really needed to knock something on its butt. But the downside of that is the only two force spells I can think off the top of my head are Magic Missile and Battering Blast. And Battering Blast already has the potential to knock them down anyway, so I can't see why this would be useful. But for Magic Missile and auto hit spell, that's kind of cool. So again, could be worth. Other than that, Persistent, again, another one of those that's kind of like disadvantage to their saves. This is one that was added by the mod again. So they take 2 saving throws to see if they pass it. They take the worst of the 2. Dazing was always in there. No, the Dazing was not. I take that back. Dazing is a new one. No, wait. I don't think Dazing was a new one. I think this was always in the game. Same with Maximizing Quicken. I just don't usually pick Dazing. That's the thing. But basically, it's I should at least talk about it. It basically dazes a target after they fail their sec. So, and the reason I don't like it is because if you pick it as a feat, it makes you cast your spell 3 levels higher than it normally is. So a level 1 spell suddenly is a level 4 spell casting, and that's kind of crap, in my opinion. But that's on you. But yeah, I grabbed... which one did I just grab? The Intensified Metamagic Rod, and I'll even grab a Quicken, because those are actually still pretty good. Alright, now let's do a quick tour around the room, just to make sure there's not another vendor out here. I can't imagine there is, but I want to prove it to ourselves. I heard 3 and I believe it. Doesn't mean that everybody's right, and stuff gets added all the time. So, over here again, don't want any armor. I want the one over here. Trigger. I'm going to grab that belt. And this belt is of particular interest because this belt takes all your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd level spells and extends them for the duration and empowers them. Of course, only if they can be either of those things. If it can be both of those things, it will do both, which is awesome. But if it doesn't have the ability to be empowered or extended, it's completely useless for that spell. That's fine. But basically, it's like free damage is the way I'm looking at that. And then you go from there, teleport back to base. Not only is it free damage, But all your buffs, not all, most of your better buffs that you're going to use as staples in your builds always are your first, second, and third level spells. It's nice to have stuff outside that range, of course, and you will, but it's going to be one of those where, like, your Expeditious Retreat, Shield, Mage Armor, Mirror Image, Blur, Invisibility, not greater invisibility, not the best stuff ever, but a definite solid choice. So again, if you can get away from using your belt slot, let me just show this to you. If you can get away from using your belt slot, like me, I'm using a Physical Perfection belt +8. That's 8 to Strength, Dex, and Con. I can't get away from that. That's just too good. So I will not use that on my build. This guy right here. Go by type. This guy right here. But for other characters, I have it. And I may even give it to another character, like her. Because again, if I can get away from having the need for this belt, or her even for that matter, if I can get away from needing this dexterity, maybe I can get it from her gloves, for instance, or whatever. A cloak, a hat, who knows. But if I can do that, then I'd rather have someone who's a caster primarily have that kind of automatic buff. Durations last longer, and not even just durations of your buffs, durations of effects. Remember, if someone gets stunned for 1 round, you can extend that in most cases. So extended means if it hits them and they're stunned, then now they're stunned for 2 rounds. That's to your benefit. That allows you to capitalize on that damage better. So again, you can see the appeal of something like this Greater Belt of Perfect Components. Then of course there is the lesser version, the Belt of Perfect Components. That's first and second level spells. And then there's the weakest version of all, the Lesser Belt of Perfect Components, and that's only first level spells. And again, that's not that impressive. So this one will sell, but I'll keep that guy. That's a pretty nice one. Now that we're here in base, we have the ability now to turn in that damn sky metal to this guy. Craft me something, bro. Restore the Star Commander's Glove. How many are there? These worlds scattered across the infinite starry sky? I cannot see the stars, but I can feel that these pieces call to their faraway homeland. Still, the story they hide behind, happened not there, but here, where the item was destroyed. I will place a bit of my gift in it so it may tell us what happened. Boom. We just lost all those pieces, and we grabbed the Star Soldier's Gauntlet in return. Now, this was the item I've been touting as being amazing for a while now. This is right here. This one is not only a +8 to strength, it's an enhancement. I'll read all this here in a moment. It's a +8 to your strength. I already have that from my belt, so I don't need it. But I can give it to someone else, and they can benefit from it. That'd be awesome. Like, again, someone that's using that component belt, for instance. She puts it on, she'll have a bonus to her strength, and cast a laser beam. Actually, this is misleading. It's actually the equivalent of Scorching Ray at full strength, which means 3 beams at 4d6 of damage at will. That means that every combat round, if she has nothing better to do, she can at the very least beam somebody. And again, you want to give it to someone, in my opinion, that's high dex, as well as someone that can do sneak attack damage, because all those beams can be sneak attack because they're to hit checks on that. So let's read up on our Star Soldier's Gauntlet, shall we? A century ago, an ambitious Technic League arcanist known as Genis visited Glenabon in search of a powerful relic described to him by a mysterious fae who had visited him in a dream. Sound familiar? He took many slaves as well as a few apprentices to help keep the slaves in line. I don't like this guy already. More importantly, Genis was armed with a mighty artifact, a glove that could fire deadly rays and crush the bones of rebels like eggshells. Among the slaves was an old craftsman, a halfling by the name of Reed, valued not for his strength, but for his knowledge. He had spent many years excavating starship ruins, and he was well versed in both magic and technology, while the other slave... I wish they would add technology to the next game. Oh, that would be so cool. Pathfinder, sorry to deviate here, but Pathfinder does have that in its core rule book. I don't know if that's the proper way of saying it, but its background is that magic exists, cyborgs exist, mecha robots exist. All that shit is applicable in Pathfinder. So when they start talking about stuff like this, it's like, ooh, I really wish they'd put this in this game. But since they didn't, they could put it in the next one and still make me happy. Anyway, while the other slaves scoured the plains in search of the mysterious artifact, Reed secretly watched the master and his minions plotting an escape. Finally, in the dead of night, the slaves managed to steal away the magic glove from Genis' tent. After digging into the elaborate mechanism, Reed disabled the defense circuit and gave the artifact to the youngest and strongest of the slaves. It took mere minutes for the young slave to eradicate the Technic League arcanist. But when his comrades asked to be unchained, the young man grinned. Set you free? Why? Now that I'm a free man, I'll need my own slaves. Oh, you prick. Hearing this, Reed sighed heavily, drew a small remote control from his pocket, and pressed its button. The glove shattered in a powerful explosion, scattering the shards of the artifact all over Glenabon. As for the former slaves, they found shelter and freedom in the river kingdoms. That's what you get for being a douche to your own people, you jackass. Plus 8 to strength, 46 laser beam at will, and again 3 beams per combat round. Pretty solid upgrade. Now, again, who to give that to? Notice that her strength is crap, but she's a dex-based character. But she's also using the quarterstaff, which is a strength-based weapon. So if I were to take this off and give her those gloves, now she has a better chance of hitting with the staff. Not that she would, but she could. The staff has its own powers in it. And she could hit for some decent damage with it. And now her strength's not so bad. She's got a better carrying capacity for her and the team. And she has that at-will ability. So literally, her ability, when you look at the character like this, you'll see an ability here. It'll be the laser icon of some kind. Solid upgrade. Definitely worth having. Since we were gone for a little bit, let's actually check over here to make sure we didn't get a gift. Still waiting for Bakken, nope, to drop off my awesome potion. I'll upgrade other characters with gear later on. I'm just not going to sell anything anytime soon. But more carrying capacity with that extra strength is definitely appreciated. And again, I could give it to her. I could also give it to Octavia. She's good at ray casting, and again, she's going to be really good at it as a wizard / arcane trickster that she is. So again, I could totally give it to her and benefit from that, in my opinion. But now it's time to rank up some peeps. All right. But first, actually, before we get into that, let's press J. Check on the journal. Make sure we don't have something that's an outstanding problem that we have to address. You know, like talk to this person kind of thing. Pass the try. Oh yeah, we still need to go to the Temple of the Yuck, but we can do that, I think, after leveling someone up, and that'll be a nice interlude because that'll put us at 25. So who do we want to rank up? We can rank up Lindsay, Ekandayo. We'll put him on there because he definitely needs it. From there, who else is available? She could go. That's Valerie, Keston, the Curator again, Reg, and I think we're back to full swing. Yep. So, why do I need to rank these people up? That's these ranks here that you're seeing here. So if you look at Ekandayo, for instance, the one we're going to rank up, see this plus 15? If you hover over it, it'll tell you his leader bonus and his stat rank. The stat rank is what we're ranking up. That's this guy over here. He's at a 3, which means he's getting a 6. I don't know if that means double. So he'll get another 2 points for leveling up. That'd be awesome. But notice how he's at rank 3 and everyone else is way above him. Well, at least above him. So he's the low man on the totem pole. We need to give him some love. So here we go. Quick save. Start the project. It's guaranteed that he'll pass it. So there's no check here. But, boom, he'll be rank 4. And again, we want to get espionage up. Notice how everything else is in the 200s now. He's the only one that's below 100. And that's what's going to keep him from ranking up to the next level. But this will still help out. Triumph. Thanks to the Magister's unfailing support, the Druids were able to rid the slums of rats and clean out all the dirt and rubbish. Moreover, now the poor of the city have access to an endless source of pure spring water. +1 to community, loyalty, and +4 to arcane. That's all these numbers here. Disaster. Oops, come save. F8. That's why we save beforehand. Excuse me, my throat's starting to get scratchy. A little coffee, maybe it'll help. If you save with everybody in their place, he's already waiting to be clicked on, which is why I usually do that. Oop, notice how we're worried. See that? So we have a problem. Disaster. Triumph. We're now across Galarian. Yeah, so because of that last disaster we just hit, this guy here, we went down to worried rank, which seems weird because that was only an opportunity. So back to F8 again. Now maybe it will always be worried. Maybe he'll pass everything and he'll still be worried. It could be part of the game. Seems kind of stupid, but there's a lot of this game that's actually kind of dumb. I'm not a big fan of using this. Damn it, here we go, worried again. Pass. Triumph. Failure. Okay. Let's take a look at Jod real quick just to see what he needs to pass, because this may dictate how long we have to scum save this mess. He probably only has like a 25% chance of passing it. 10. Oh, good lord. This is going to be fun, guys. And this is, again, another reason why we need to rank these people up. Because this is a way to make sure they pass these checks better. Still worried. Passed. Triumph. Disaster this time. Nope. The downside, of course, is not just that he has to pass it because all these people are turning stuff in at the same time. We literally have to have him pass it and them pass it at the same time. Doesn't have to be a massive success or triumph, but it does have to be a success for me to want to continue on. Good. Triumph. Disaster. Don't even bother looking any further. And again, that fact that it keeps popping up worried might be our indication. So if we ever see it not go worried, if it stays stable or goes serene, which is the best category, then we know we've done a good thing. But that's not a guaranteed indicator. It is stable this time, though. Probably good. Success. Triumph. Success. Alright, the advisor's envoy managed to convince the mage that he had been deceived, and that the path he had chosen would inevitably lead to his destruction. At the last possible moment, the mage turned away from the horseman and bowed before the gods of light, grateful that he had been saved from taking such an imprudent step. The mage granted the king a powerful spell to aid him in battle. What? Divine +7. I wonder what that spell is. Triumph here. Greedy tax collector. Craftsman committed a complaint against the tax collector. After finding out he was to be executed, the felon told the treasurer where he'd hidden the money. A few days later, the advisor announced that the tax collector was to be pardoned and return to service in recognition of his ingenuity. The taxes would also be doubled, as the crafters had proven able to pay it. Jublas, you dick. Notice the loyalty went down 3 for that, but the economy went up 11, and we got 3 BP. Just this year, not per week, just an extra 3 BP. And we're doing fine on BP right now. We can buy whatever the hell we want damn near. But notice the economy is just crushing it. So if you ever take penalties to the economy, this is this number here. That doesn't affect the rank, just this number here. And again, we're well above what we need to be. We want to get to rank 10, I want to say, is the top off on these. I think, maybe 20, but at least 10. And 10, I want to say you have to have a value of at least 200. So basically it's increments of 20. So level 1, 2, 3, and on up. Level 4, going to 5, I think we need this to be 100. So we're really kind of behind on our espionage. Relations +1. Renowned across Galarian, the kingdom has gained a substantial reputation as now well known across Galarian. Some might view the rising kingdom in the Stone Lands as a potential ally with great potential. What? Okay, now that we're saving. What's this here? Love for the new ruler. Whatever. Livestock. So we'll just look at everything here real quick. So we got Jubilost. Visitor wants to talk to us about the Bald Hilltop, about the Last Curse, and then of course the Minister, the guy that we just leveled up. Demands our attention. So let's actually get someone on this one. Lindsay, 61. Just because they have the same number, by the way, doesn't mean that they will have the same number here. Usually it does, but there's some times where they'll have a bonus. So always check everybody if you have the time. You should always check everybody to make sure that the number doesn't change. Lindsay's good enough for this one. I'm fine with that. Now, again, another quick save on that. Click on here. We'll go to the throne room, deal with our people. Hopefully we have an artisan or two that's dropped off some new stuff. Ranking up anybody usually means the artisans are happy. Some of them, of course. And there's a specific list for each artisan where they want specific upgrades. So like Mim wants you to rank up this thing, and then the Dragon wants you to rank up something like military or whatever. Akindayo, the guy we just leveled up. We shouldn't have gotten caught, but we've been caught. I don't understand how. Litran learned who blew their spies' cover. In retaliation, they seized our own agents and executed them. Oh, shit. They mean to send us a message, but what troubles me more, Ekin sighs, what shall we tell their families? Do we promise them that we won't disown them? That could be dangerous. Do we renounce them? That would be disgraceful. My advice is to take care of their families, but secretly. The dead would have wanted this. They died for us and our cause. We should openly honor the dead. Notice that it's a minus to relations, but a bonus to espionage. Basically, letting future spies know that we're going to freaking at least take care of their families, right? So it's not likely that the espionage is going to go down. We're not going to get a drop in spy enrollment, so to speak. Take care of the families without attracting undue attention. Notice that it's still +4 to espionage, but it's a penalty to BP every week. And again, I don't mind that. We got gobs of BP right now, so this is probably our best choice. Of course, we have a neutral evil. We have nothing to do with them. That's what everyone must think. Bonus to espionage, again, still penalty to loyalty. This one was a penalty to relations. This one's chaotic evil. Hang 10 citizens of Gault in our territories for every victim among our people. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here's a chaotic evil if ever I saw one. So for an evil playthrough, that'd be a pretty solid choice. Bonus to loyalty. Penalty to relations. Not surprising, because other kingdoms are going to be like, what the hell are you doing? But a bonus to stability and espionage. Again, not as high of an espionage bonus. I say we do this one. Espionage plus 4 BP a week. Basically pay their families. Which is, I mean, let's face it, their husbands, wives, kids, whatever, died for us. At the very least we can do is take care of their families. They fulfill their duty, we shall fulfill ours. We'll take proper care of their families. Kingdom plus 4, minus 1 BP each week. Support the minister's endeavors. That's his next rank up. Oh, so good news is we can rank him up. Boom. Alright, who is this? Dorraj, a dwarf in worn clothes and a dusty cloak, clears her throat before she speaks. Your Honor, I am so happy to be allowed to speak to the king in person. I'm sorry if I sound clumsy. I'm just a common woman, don't know no courtesies. I'm Dorraj, head of a mining crew. I only troubled you to make you a business offer. We're good at finding ore. We've been hoping to dig for ore in the river kingdoms, but there are local laws. The dwarf waves her hand in frustration. It hasn't been easy, you could say. We were about to head out north, but then we heard about your highness. Aren't we lucky? The most criminal lands of the river kingdoms are now full of order and peace, so I decided to try my luck out here. Tree hesitates and then bows clumsily. Your highness, allow us to set up a camp in your domain. It'll be safer under your protection, and you'll benefit from it too. If we discover an ore deposit, we can start mining. Just help us find a spot of land. We're no cheats. We'll do the right thing and sign up whatever agreements you got. What do you say? Is it a yes? Tell me about yourself and your crew first. There's nothing much to tell, your highness. I come from Brunderton, east of Rossland. Half my crew comes from there too. The others are just a mixed lot. Dorraj knows where from. But you know what's good about us? Every one of us is a true master of their craft. We're a great team of miners, dowsers, and mages. You couldn't find another like it. Dowsers, by the way, for those of you that don't know, used to be, in our history anyway, that people would think, I'm not going to say they didn't have the ability, but they would think that they have the magical or psychic ability to divine where certain things are. Water, ore, diamonds, and they would use the common thing that you would remember as a child would be, they would use it with what's called a divining rod. Basically a Y-shaped stick. You would have hands on both ends of the Y, on top of the Y, and the pointy bottom part of the stick would be pointing out. And you'd walk around, and you'd walk around, and you'd wave your little stick. And if it ever dipped down, oh yeah, it's magic. It's pulling it to that direction of where the ore or the oil or the whatever is. And that's a dowser. So the dowsers would literally be the ones that would divine the location of that stuff. What's wrong with the river kingdoms? You never know if you'll even survive through the day. One kingdom bans religion, another declared that the local king was a god. A third one is underwater. No way, thank you. Their lands seem promising, but I'm not risking the heads of my crew. We can stand up for ourselves, but we're not warriors, you know. We're miners. What are you looking for in the soul lands? Well, the dwarf crosses her arms and stares at the ceiling pensively. We've got to dig in before we know for sure, but I expect we'll find anthracite and iron ore here. Besides, Numeria is not far away. Who knows what could have fallen from the skies long ago. We could even strike adamantine and be rich. Well, awesome. I'm glad to give shelter to travelers seeking a new home. I have no reason to prohibit you anything. Respect the local laws and you'll be welcome anywhere in my kingdom. And of course for the evil one, 3/4 of your profits. Holy shit. You will not be allowed to set up camp on my lands. Take yourself elsewhere. No, we're not doing that one. So it's either neutral good or lawful neutral. No reason to prohibit you anything. Respect the local laws and you will be welcome anywhere in my kingdom. Glad to give shelter to travelers seeking a new home. Well, neutral good is awesome. Helping them out, no less. But I like the lawful neutral because, again, if they behave themselves and respect the local laws, we're fine. I'm not going to prohibit them from drilling or mining or whatever. But if they follow the rules of whatever area they're in, like if they say, oh, you can't make a freaking strip mine over here because it's going to ruin all the goddamn land, then they'll have to obey that rule. So I'm going to do lawful neutral. Thank you, Your Highness. It won't be any trouble for you to assign us a location. After that, there's nothing to worry about. Our bookkeeper will work out all the details with your advisors. Dorraj Miners. New event. What? It's a deal. Dorraj shuffles her feet. I'll be on my way then. Thank you again, Your Highness. We'll set off to work as soon as we finish the camp. We'll take care now. Bye. You don't mind me, buddy? Alright, advisor. Oh, no shit. This is our curse update. Your Highness, the Wild Hunt has been defeated. Your quick and effective actions left the attackers no hope. Your grateful subjects would like to present you with this humble gift. 43,500 gold pieces was just what I wanted for my birthday. Thank you. Another attack waits, though I doubt it will come soon. I have a feeling that Narissa won't hold back this time. It will be the most terrible blow yet. I only hope we can survive it. I agree with the storyteller. I visited the Ball Hilltop, and the portal to the First World is almost stable. It appears that by the time of the next attack, it will be steady enough to become a permanent bridge between Galarian and the First World. This is our cue that it's either the end chapter or the second to end chapter. The way I see it, we've had enough of being afraid of her. If Narissa wants to attack us herself, then let her come. But she won't, will she? She's going to hide from us, tucked away in the First World until the bitter end. I suggest we deal with her army here, and then move immediately to counterattack, before she musters the strength for another invasion. I figure this attack will be the last. When you deal with the Fae, you can't be sure of anything. My guess, however, is based more in fact than speculation. Never before has there been a portal to the First World that is so stable. We're also cornering Narissa like never before. I bet she's absolutely beside herself. Yeah, she's pissing her booties. Can we use the portal on the Ball Hilltop to get to the First World? I suppose so. The portal used to snap shut after every attack, but by now it should be a reliable patch to the First World. It probably leads directly to Narissa's lair, wherever that may be. Tristan's face is determined. I agree with your plan. We will enter the portal I helped create and end the war I helped begin. Do you think Narissa will appear personally to command the attack? I bet she won't. It isn't her style. She likes just watching from a distance while she plans her next insidious trick. But I think she's just plain afraid of us. In any case, first we will have to repel the attack. Storyteller nods gravely. This will be a difficult battle. We shouldn't underestimate the enemy, especially one as cunning as Narissa. That evil bitch. Alright! Good routine. Now, artisans? Artisan? Yeah! Who's this? This is Vrask. He's the one who makes me weapons. Half-orc. Bows diligently, trying to adhere to etiquette. Your Highness, I come bearing gifts. A sign of my gratitude for taking old man into your service. What up, bro? With such weapons, you can go on raids and protect your lands. Everything has been tempered with lamb blood and with proper prayers to all the proper gods. Everything is done with care for you personally. Stonekeeper. Oh, this is a nice axe. Thank you. Keep at it, Vrask. Well, I'll go get to work on Earthbreaker then. Oh, cool. That's his masterpiece. Every artisan has a masterpiece item. That's definitely worth having, if not just having it to sell it. What did he just bring us, though? He brought us Stonekeeper. Well, it's not an axe, it's a greatsword. Acid. Greatsword. +2. Normal crit range. Corrosive. That comes from the forge. Courtmaster, also known as Wildfist. Wield the ability to cast Spike Stone spell twice a day, so that's why it's Stonekeeper. Okay. Spike Stone's twice a day. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, kind of pissy, actually. I was kind of hoping for something better. I thought it was, I believe, as a matter of fact, I can show it to you here. Let's do a quick save. Because I have a mod called Bag of Tricks. This is basically a cheat mod. I can use it to show you things that are in the game. Bag of Tricks right here. And even called cheats and tools. You can force a rest on your team, so if you run out of spells and whatever. So this is, again, definitely a cheat. I'm not going to use it to cheat. I'm going to use it to show you something, though. So if you literally look under here, you can search for specific things. Weapons, armor, whatever on this list. You can check for all of them or one thing in particular. In our case, we're looking for a specific weapon. And I believe there is an axe that's a stone axe. There's a ton of them. Let's try stone. There we go. Stone cutter. Yeah, this might be it. This +5 adamantite construct bane hand axe grants its wielder DR5/bludgeoning. That's a solid weapon. I thought the Stonekeeper was the stone cutter. That's why I got confused. But this is a solid weapon. This is literally a one-handed weapon. That's a +5 adamantine. So literally, if it has the stone skin they've cast on themselves, DR10/adamantine, which means only an adamantine weapon can penetrate that DR. Well, here you go. Here's a weapon that will do that. And it's a construct bane, which means it's beautiful. Extra +2 to its swing, so it's a +7 weapon against a construct. And it will do another 2d6 of extra damage to that construct, which is nice, so it really just murders constructs. Then it goes even further by giving you, by just having it in your hand, DR5/bludgeoning, which means physical damage, which is the piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing. Those are the three categories. Of those three, you absorb 5 damage per hit, with the exception of bludgeoning attacks. So anytime someone punches you in the face or hits you with a mace or whatever, they'll still do the full damage. But arrows, slashes and cuts from swords and other axes and stuff, this will protect you at least from 5 of that incoming damage. That's not bad. And again, you can gift it to yourself. This is why I say it's a cheat. You can gift it to yourself. I'm not going to do that. But I just wanted to show you why I thought it was something different. And I thought it was something better than a hand axe, quite frankly. I thought the stone cutter was, what do you call it? A great axe. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of the lava forged axe. That's probably what I was thinking of. Lava forged axe is amazeballs. Alright, espionage +1. Ooh, and we're finally in the 101 category. There we go. Now we're starting to skyrocket. Okay, so we have another rank up. That is, again, is Ekandayo. We have the mines to work on. 14 days, 1 BP per week we get for that. Costs us a little money, not that big of a deal. Matter of fact, I think I will do that with Jubilost. Now, we only have 5 or 6 days before the end of the month. Also, I'm not going to rank anyone up because it'll push us into the beginning of next month. We have that one quest though that we still, have to do. Well, not a quest. It's kind of a quest. It was a trial that they wanted us to deal with, right? So let's go do that. Where was that though? That was well, hell, tell me in my journal. Where is it? Temple of the Oak. Temple of the Oak. Right. Let's get over there and do that thing. And I don't know that I need to bring anyone in particular, so I'll just take the team that we have. Good enough for me, good enough for government work. Now, Temple of the Elk. That's got to be over in Bakken's territory. That may not be the closest place to teleport to, though, so we'll take a look over there, see what town or city or village is nearby that we can port to. Oh, where you at? Where you at? Temple of the Elk. So we can teleport there. Or here. Trade guard. Nice. That's got to be one of the closest ways. Save, of course. I have no idea what to expect with this trial, but we shall see. Temple of the Oak Temple. And we were paid to refurbish the Temple of the Elk. It's not done yet, I don't think, but there are artisans here, or tradesmen here, so you can buy stuff here, or at least you could. I don't know if these still can. Let's actually check on that. Yeah, here we go. So, Pilgrim Trader. You see a tall woman. Greetings, Your Highness. I'm Ilga, leader of these pilgrims in our air, so I meet with travelers and deal in goods on our small community crates. How can I be of service? Know your wares. She's got potion or scrolls. And again, you should check to make sure that you don't have a green one if you have the mod I'm using. It'll show up green if you don't have it scribed to your book. Pilgrim. Alrighty. Where you at, you?
I do what I must.
The Zakic, the unicorn. Okay, so I don't know that we're gonna fight things, but I see bad guys here. So my inclination is to just buff up at least a little, and just make sure that we have some protections on ourselves. Don't want to get crazy here, but at the very least, I don't want to get my pants down either. Do that one, hon. Get yourself blur up.
I will not falter.
Give us some magical investment.
You require my assistance?
Get your ass over here, Jubilost. And I want you to cast Heroism on me. Moving him and Trishan over here because they're extra squish.
I will
I'll go get your butt over here too, buddy.
I'm open to your orders.
I want to have your blow up strider. Get your chameleon stride blur on. Alright.
Right here, my friend.
Feel good about that. Good about that. We're good there. We're good there.
Everyone is mortal in this world.
My skills are
especially
Oh, actually-
when I'm
Let us
around.
not hesitate.
Make me a teeny tiny person. Oh, ha! I've got so much spell resistance on me that you can't do it. There we go. That's so weird. That's something I honestly wish they would stop doing. It's a silly mechanic. I mean, let's face it. If someone's casting a beneficial spell on you from your own team, you should not have spell resistance even checked, in my opinion. It's like letting your guard down so they can cast the spell. Anyway, let's talk to the Vizaka, the unicorn. A man in a ceremonial robe stands near the temple, surrounded by monsters lying still like little sheep. He greets you with a deep bow. His voice is soft, almost a whisper. Your Highness, are you ready for the trial? Who are you? Vizaka, the unicorn from the Suramgamnan order. What sort of trial is this? These creatures are lost. I will send them home to the first world. But first you will have to show you are capable of holding them back without shedding any blood. What? I shall lift the spell and commence the ritual. While I open the portal, you must defend yourself, but you must not kill. If a single one of these creatures dies, you will not pass the trial. How do you imagine I'm going to face a whole swarm of monsters without killing any of them? It's up to you, such is the nature of your trial. Alright, start the trial.
Ends here.
Okay, so basically we're tanking. So we're literally just going to sit here and do nothing. And end your turn. And Martha's going to come over here. And her turn. Chibilas is going to end his turn. Swing and miss. End your turn. Proto. Poison will protect you from. Don't do anything. Might need him to heal. Dora, turn. Frodo, you need to move your ass out of there. Get the hell out of there. There you go. What? Oh shit, they're going after Tristan. They're eating his face off. Tristan, AoE heal. There you go, buddy. It's kind of a weird ass test. Which, by the way, if you're not undead, like Privilege is, this little pit here heals every combat round. So if you literally moved your team to here, you could probably just heal in the pool if these bastards come after you. And heal up every combat round without taking any damage. Well, taking some damage, but not an epic amount of damage each time. I'm just glad that we're not getting like attacks of opportunity pissing this whole thing off. Because that would straight up suck. Okay, Tristan, you need to get the hell out of there, buddy. First, though, give yourself... No, not raise dead. What the hell is your spell? Heal. Heal yourself. Get out of the way, dum-dum. Dora, come over here. Nope. 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 Oh my god, he ate my face off. Tristan, you suck. Just give myself some extra armor. The ranged buff that Tristan has for the type of cleric that he is. +2 sacred bonus to attacks, skill checks, ability checks, saving throws, and armor for 1 round. And then literally that wears right off again. So again, I'm getting like a +2 to my armor class. Because of the Sacred Blessing of the Faithful. See that +2 up there? And that's for all 3 categories, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, so touch armor as well as flat-footed and everything else. So, each turn. Come on, dude, cast your spell already. How many rounds do you need to do? First, I might as well just keep buffing me with that. fight if he takes too long to cast that spell. Alright, keep going. I suppose I could try something. What would I try? I could try... let's see. What kind of spells might you have on? Oh, there we go. Web spell. Because of our wings, we're immune to the effect. These guys are trapped in it now. That could actually be considered containment. Maybe that's what they're waiting for us to slap down something to screw them over. Other than that, I could do fire, but like glitter dust or something else that's not damaging. Grease spell, for instance, could be another example of one. Definitely not any of those. Alright, Tristan just buffed me again. See what's there. Thank you. That's right, you suck. Let me see. I have glitter dust, for instance, like I just said. Blinds them. That's kind of crowd control-y. And Eliza. Doesn't look like she has anything that she can use. Heal myself a little bit though, just to make sure that she doesn't take it on the chin. Alright, Juby. Here's some hero. Oh, bow. Proto pass. This is so weird, man. How many rounds am I going to have to wait for this doofus to finish this spell? Hopefully I didn't screw him over by catching him in that web spell. Getting annoying, guys. What the hell? We're at round 10. Oh, pair of 10 rounds is what it takes. You did great. Didn't shed a drop of blood. Very few could do that. But find Brother Pooja, the wolf, on Talon Peak. He will tell you what to do next. Bunch XP. Tell me more about your order. I'm not adept at talking. Ask my brothers and sisters. They can explain better than me. What does your name mean? My teacher named me so. It means a branch, and unicorns are those who... We know how to rein in monsters because... Visit takes a deep breath. You know, I was once a real monster, but I pacified myself. Now my soul is at peace, and I share this space... this peace with others. I have to go. So long, Your Highness. May there be peace in your heart. Okay. Peace out, losers. L. Okay. L is a mod, or I have a mod that if I press L, it takes away the area of effect spells that I've cast on the area. Like web, grease, things of this nature. So, that's what I just did to make that go away. Now we have to go to Talon Peak, apparently. And that's a hop, skip, and jump away from where we're at.
I'm there.
So that's going to be a journey and a half. Let's see. Where am I going with that? Here. Come on, everybody. We're heading over to Talon Peak. Well, that one is a... Not only does it take a while to get there, but you also, once you get there, you have to like traverse up the peak. Unless, of course, this guy's at the bottom, which I can't imagine. So, we need spells, of course, but we should be fine unless our people are tired. That's the only real concern. Come back, well here, first off, how far away is that? That's 11 hours, that actually is closer. Probably because there's not trees through the whole path. figure out where the hell I'm going for this. Talon Peak is right over here. See that? Varnhold, I suppose. It's probably the closest. It'll take a whole day. Save that mess. Oop, and we got something that just popped up as well. What up? Come on. Come on. Alright, what do you got for me here? Black Mass. Black Mass. Okay. Demelza, the Hag Matriarch of the Shroud Sisters Covenant. Oh, we've already done this one before, too. It's a decent DC check on that bad boy. I will burn a coin. These Crisis Points coins were something that they added after the game came out. So this is very nice. A lot of people are bitching about not being able to pass a lot of their checks. And they're like, oh, just rank up your character sooner. Well, how the hell would I have known to do that, dude? So this is something that they did. So every time you rank someone up, they give you another Crisis Points coin. The coin adds another +5 to the roll. And you can add more than one. You can see that, and you can really just jack it up if you really want it to be awesome. But that's kind of crazy talk. Just getting it to the point where it's going to pass is usually more than enough, especially if you're scum saving it like me. But that's basically what that's about. And they have been a dream saver. I mean, really has. Because, again, if your kingdom ever gets out of the stable condition, so there's 2 categories of good and like 4 categories of suck. So there's serene and then there's stable, which is where we're at right now, is stable. We've always been that way, or mostly. And then everything below that's like worried, and then it just goes to hell in a handbasket from there. And that's definitely not where you want to be. The more unstable your kingdom is, the higher the DC checks are. Or at least the more penalized you are for making your DC check. However you want to look at it, it's harder for you to pass those checks. And that, again, it's a spiraling problem because it's just everything gets worse and worse and worse. You have to get out of the worried or unstable or whatever condition as soon as you can. If you can do that, then you're probably going to be able to pull it out. But if not, you're going south, and the game will end if you don't either A, shut off kingdom pass-fail events, which you can do in the options at any time. You can just say, you know what, I don't want to fail because the kingdom events fail. And the game will stop doing kingdom events. The downside is that means you miss out on quite a bit of the game, too. Kind of annoying. So, but on you. We're basically coming up to here. Juggle up, people. All buns. We got a trial to do. Okay, now here, we come out, and now here's where you want to go. Probably. This will take you to the very top of the peak, and there's like a little mini castle up there. Clearly it's something that used to be there like a long time ago that's been busted and because no one's there anymore. But we've been here before for a couple different events. It's definitely fun. And there is stuff up here. If you haven't been here before, you definitely want to come up here to do some stuff. There's like a hidden puzzle, like a little hidden room that if you activate the puzzle in the right way, which there's no problem failing that puzzle, so it's not going to break anything. So feel free to try it until you pass it. When you pass the puzzle, a door opens up and you actually get some free stuff, which is what this room over here was all about. And the puzzle was stuff that you could click. Can't tab it anymore. See these little bricks here that kind of look all funny? These were part of the puzzle. You literally had to click them in a specific order. There's one there, a couple here, then there's one down here somewhere, like that guy maybe. No, here it is, this one here. And again, just do it in the right order, and it resets if you mess up the order. You'll know it because it goes click, click, thud. Thud's wrong. So find all the clicks. So click, 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 click in whatever order it does, and then this door will open up, and there's a hidden treasure back there. Nothing amazing, but again, free shit's free. I want to find this guy. Where you at? See that duck up here. Cute. And then there was another bad guys over here that we just straight up murdered. We pushed one guy off the damn edge and killed him. It was super funny. See the dead body? I'm not saying that was his, I'm just saying that's what happens when you get on the wrong side. I have a brother mutant. Take you out. Alright, we're heading over this way. Over here was the rock, literally R-O-C, rock. And there's our guy, Pujo the wolf. A rock is a giant eagle. Or eagle? I think it's an eagle. This is his nest. And when you get to this area, you start walking around the area, and you'll notice that you have, let's say, if you focus on the main team, you notice that the area that's lit up by the sun, you'll actually see a shadow flying across, and you're like, what the hell was that? And then you go over here and you see a shadow again. You're like, what the hell was that? And you get over here and say, eggs, and you pick up the eggs, and then the shadow comes back. You just disturb the nest of the rock. That's bad. So, anyway, Pooja, talk to me.
May we have a moment of rest?
The dwarf standing on the cliff gives you a stern look. Ah, there you are, at last. That was a long wait. Froze my feet off. Be polite, dwarf. You're in my domain now. What is this next trial? There is none. I don't know what my brothers and sisters think, but as far as I'm concerned, you don't deserve trials by masters yet. I'll tell you what, a neophyte should test you first. Set off to the Castle of Knives, and quickly, not like your usual lazy gait. When telling us about the trial, Kamala described the ability to subdue anger as being among its conditions. I believe we are now being tested for this very skill. It's good that Tristan's here. Okay, I'll go. Go on then, move. I don't like this dick.
Follow
He
if
sucks.
you dare.
Okay, so this is the fast way down, by the way. How we can take a fast way down, but we can't take the fast way up, I don't know. But whatever. This will teleport us back to the old Overland map, if I'm not mistaken. So we need to go and teleport over, and we know where the Castle of Knives
spot to rest.
was at. So let's actually move to here. Quick save, of course, that mess. We'll probably rest.
Would be welcome.
Everybody's tired. Screw it. Let's just do that now. We're going to use up rations to do it. We got everybody in position. What are we making? Smoked trout? Sounds lovely.
The stolen lands are a very strange place. There is so much injustice and pain here.
Oh.
But then there is honor, pride, valor, forgiveness, and atonement. Everything twisted up in a tight ball.
Indeed. Passed on all our stuff. Used up 6 of our rations, so we're a little bit lighter. That's 60 pounds. Because every ration is a 10-pound weight. So that does help lighten your load a bit. And we're good at scavenging stuff, so I'm not worried about lightening it a little bit. I'll keep 6 on us at all times, minimum. So that we always have the option of resting. More than anything, you want those for... when you're in a dungeon, because you can't hunt for food in a dungeon. So we wanted to go to the City of Knives, is that what he said? That should be over here in Pitax. Castle of Knives, Castle of Knives. So let's hit Pitax up here. Where are you at, Pitaxians? Teleport to Pitax. Boop. Okay. A little long sojourn away. We're gonna have to probably rest one more time. He said to hurry too, so I might not rest. I may assume that this is a condition is that we have to get there in a certain amount of time. Avoid. You have the option of doing that. Usually I want to say the evasion is based off of whether you have enough stealth on the team, so to speak. So I don't know if that's true, but I always believe it is. So the higher your stealth stat, the easier it is for you to say, nope, I don't want to fight that monster. Boop, and you sidesteps it. Come on, y'all. Do that thing with the thing and the thing.
A rest would be welcome.
You can suck it up and deal. Hello again, Your Highness. Congratulations, you not only passed the trial, but you performed it brilliantly. If you walked just a little bit faster, you'd have had to wait for me, not me for you. My sincerest respect. Now the final trial awaits you. Find my sister Vidya the Lion. She is somewhere nearby. You need not look far. Yeah, you're certainly much more polite. Forgive my rudeness. It was part of the trial. Not everyone is able to smother their pride and suffer insults from a smug stranger. Where's this neophyte and who was supposed to test me? The dwarf smiled, standing right in front of me. Who made you run here day and night without sleep or even rest? It certainly wasn't me. You tested yourself and was with brilliant results. Well, awesome. What does your name mean? I received the name Puja from teacher Avalo. He comes from Jalmare and gives his disciples names in his native tongue. Puja means prayer, and wolf is an honorary title. To become a master of an order, one must walk one of the paths of wisdom, the phoenix, the unicorn, and so on. The way of the wolf is the way of humility, of foregoing pride and personal ambition, of honest, if sometimes thankless, work for the common good. Well, that's cool. Though a wolf lives for the pack, true. A wolf is humble and not proud. Not true. Tell me about your order. Refusing those who seek knowledge is a sin. What do you wish to know? Where does your order come from? It was founded by the teacher Avalo. Very little is known of his past, only that he is from Jalmare. Some say he was a criminal and fled the law. These are only rumors, but even if there is truth behind them, well, many in our order used to be villains, changing one's sinister nature, rising from mere animal existence to goodness and order. This is the backbone of our teaching. To tell the tale, the teacher spent many years meditating in the Arthfell forest and then showed up out of nowhere at a great temple of Sarenrae and challenged the high priest to debates about the essence of their faith. He argued thus with many religious leaders, proving that there's a common principle behind the faith of the different gods of good and order, a common path he called the wise way. Disciples came to him, but though there was nothing profane in his words, it seemed that the servants of even the most kind deities don't like it when their congregation is being taken from them. The dwarf chuckles sadly. And thus the teacher returned to Arthfell, swearing then and there that our order would build no temples of our own. Some of his disciples stayed with him, while others went traveling, spreading his teachings. We are no secret, but don't attract too much attention either. Some tell us to leave, others listen and learn. That is all. What does Saruman mean? It's difficult to translate. It's harder to say. There just isn't a suitable word in the common language. The way of a hero is close, but hero is not understood as one who spills more blood than the rest. The way of the righteous, perhaps, though still not very exact. If you would forgive such a bulky phrase, it's more precisely the way of the person who makes the world a better place. Nah, a better place, people. Stuff. Yes, I see wisdom in these words. Perhaps your teachings do not fully match with what I believe and know of the world, but there are many kind things in them. What is your philosophy? The wise way. Our teacher discovered it after years of contemplation and meditation. Its common principles of good and order underpin the faiths of all the kind gods. If everyone followed them, the world would know no war, and all would live as one vast family. The core principle of the wise way is non-violence. Yes, it can be difficult at times, especially when evil rages all around, but we believe that it is only by pacifying the evil in one's own soul that we are able to defeat monsters. What deity do you venerate? We venerate many deities, but swear by none. Shellin, Sarenrae, Irori, Iomedae, Aristil, Abadar, each a fragment of the truth, but only teacher Avalo gathered all the parts together in the teachings of the wise way. Thank you for your answers. I have to go now. Safe journey, Your Highness. We will meet again. Well, alright. Peace out, brother. Love you.
I'm there.
Alright, we need to find Vidya. Where you at, Vidya? Oh, right there.
I do what I must.
What? In fact, while we're here,
A rest would be welcome.
My skills are getting rusty.
just in case there's some kind of check here, I want to be a little bit of a buff on me. Alright.
May we have a moment of respite?
No, not quiet. Hello, Your Highness. I am Vidya the Lion. Are you ready for the final trial? I'm ready to pass this trial. May the trial commence. Happy are those who have learned the truth. Here's my first question. Where did our teacher come from? Jalmare. Correct. That is exactly where he came from to these lands. May the trial commence. Happy are those who have learned the truth. Here's my second question. Where did our teacher Avalo meditate as he learned the truth? The Arthfell Forest. Correct. He still lives there, surrounded by his disciples. May the trial commence. Happy are those who have learned the truth. Here's my final question. Which god does our order venerate? Shellin, Irae, Amidae, Sarenrae, Aristil, Abadar. Yep. That's the ones. Rovagug is a jackass. Pharasma's the dead, and there's someone in here that I don't like. Desna? Probably Desna. So it's this one, number one. Correct. We offer our prayers to gods of good and order. May the trial commence. Happy are those who have learned the truth. Oh, Your Highness, you have answered all the questions. You learned so much about our order. I am glad. Knowledge is the first step to understanding, and understanding opens the path to enlightenment. With your permission, I shall withdraw. I must confer with my brothers and sisters. We shall assemble not far from here. Find us to hear our verdict. Bunch of XP. Okay. Does that mean here in this area?
Be on guard.
Yeah. At last, all the trials are finished. The Masters of the Order have gathered somewhere near the Castle of Knives to discuss the results. So let's check this area. I think it sounds like it's here. And we can do it by an overland map like this, because if you see people, aha! Chances are that's what we're looking for. Alright, quick save. You guys got to save for yourselves.
Search for the spot to rest.
Masters of the Sermon Order silently watch your approach. Beside the four masters, you see a fifth, a nondescript halfling woman in modest robe. Kamal the Phoenix, Your Highness, we meet again. Allow me to introduce to you the fifth master whose test you faced. Daksha, the chameleon, watched you from afar and has drawn her own conclusions about how you approached our tests. Glad to meet you, Your Highness. We are ready to announce your verdict. Are you ready to hear it? I am ready. All right. I have tested His Highness, and I testify he is worthy. Ooh, worthy. Quite worthy to me. I testify. Worthy. Worthy. Hell yeah. Such unanimity is rare among us, Your Highness. We find you worthy of our aid and would grant you the title of Protector of the Wise Way. Will you accept it? I accept. Rejoice, brothers and sisters, for today the Wise Way has gained a new protector of this world. It's time that we keep our promise. We award you with the secret weapon of our order. It is a spell that quells all wrath, pacifies berserkers, and binds evil. We are sure you will use it wisely. Helmet of the Dusk. Accept our second gift as well. Alas, this world is full of evil and hatred, and you shall have to engage in battle and shed blood more than once. With an easy heart, we present you with this item that will guard your life. Helmet of the Dusk. And there's one more gift we offer. Damn, I'm getting all kinds of gifts today. The word of truth. Now, we have long meditated, seeking knowledge of the power that opens portals. Here is what we revealed to us. The one you've been fighting since the day you set foot in the Stoneland. She is not only the fountain of evil, but its greatest victim. And as she prepares to sting you with her dagger, a sword hangs above her head in the hands of another. It is in your power to save her, if you would brave the wrath of those who could make even her tremble. And now it is time for us to depart your lands. Goodbye, Your Highness, and may your way be always wise. Well, all to right. Now, what's that shit that I just got? I got a spell. What the hell does that even mean? What? Uh-oh. Oh. Alright, well, we're clearly crashing, guys. But with that, my name's Brother Me. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I'll catch you guys soon. Bye now.